What is up, y'all? Within today's video, we're going to be talking about Patrick Ta and Elf. This is basically like a part 3. So in my first video, I talked about Jeffree Star calling out Mikayla. In my second video, I talked about Mikayla responding to Jeffree Star and talking a little bit more about Elf and her affiliation with Elf. Within today's video, we're going to be talking about Patrick Ta addressing the whole situation about his eyeshadow duos. Before we get into this, I just have to say I am so sorry. The products that I have tried of Patrick Ta, I have absolutely loved. I think his eyeshadows are great. I've tried his, contour and bronzer. Freaking love that product. I think it's absolutely amazing. I have to keep it real with you guys. I am so sorry. I know I said I was going to do a review of these Patrick Ta foundations. I did try it one day. Okay, I did try it one day. I have had them now for literally a month, and I was like, oh my gosh, we hit a little bit of a heat wave. Now it's cooling down. I could totally do a review now. Actually, it's cold today, so I could 100% do a review now. But because that was like sitting there for so long, I was just like, oh my gosh, let me try it. First impression, okay? First impression, which if I do a review of it, it'll be a second impression, I guess. First impression was, I'm in love. I'm in love. I think I told you guys that even when I did the swatches in store, I had mixed the two shades. I have 13 olive and 10 neutral, and I mixed them. And y'all, I did put a little bit on my neck and stuff. And I was like, this looks like my type of formula. Oh my gosh. So I did try it one day, and first impressions. But honestly, y'all, I can't even really... I'll call it a half first impression, because I'm gonna keep it so far real with you guys. I tried it out and I was sober for 1 hour. Legit, I put on that foundation. The next hour I was gone. I was so damn tipsy that I don't even really quite remember. But from what I remember and looking at my pictures, it looks great. Do you know what I mean? So anyways, the products that I have tried of Patrick Ta's are great, but they are really, really pricey. If I'm being so far real with you guys, from what I have tried of that foundation, I like it, right? But $58 for that foundation, and then specifically talking about these eyeshadow duos, which I will never purchase. Y'all can, hey, I found a $5,000 Sephora gift card and give it to me. I'm not going to spend $42 on two eyeshadows. I'm so sorry. I don't care how beautiful they are. I'm just not going to do it. I have purchased oh, I thought I had it right here, actually. I purchased one of the Patrick Ta eyeshadow palettes before. Great quality. I really, really loved it. The color story was beautiful. I want to say that was probably 58 bucks or something like that. So two eyeshadows being $42 is an absolute no to me. This is where everybody is losing their mind online, is being that these are so expensive. Obviously, Mikayla came out and she said that she found a dupe for them, and that e.l.f. actually had a dupe for these. And this is where people are like, wait, e.l.f. is not going to be able to dupe Patrick Ta. But I don't know. I honestly don't want to give my opinions too much on that, because I know that Jeffree Star was obviously, there's no way in hell that Patrick Ta and dupe can be, or dupe, and e.l.f. could be a dupe for each other. And I'm so sorry, but I really do think that some, low-end products can be a dupe for high-end products. I think there are some things that I've tried and I'm just like, wait, why is this so expensive? Perfect example with e.l.f. I absolutely love the Power Grip Primer. I think that is a really good dupe compared to the Milk Hydro Grip. In my personal opinion, I like the e.l.f. one better. So I do think that there could be a dupe for it. So I think that this whole thing did get blown up. Obviously, Patrick Ta is going into this formulation being super expensive. It was made in Italy, and he's justifying the price point for this. In my personal opinion, I don't care what was made. I think $42 is absolutely insane. I think that if he were to even make it 30 bucks, it's still pretty pricey. That's $15 in eyeshadow. Anyways, he obviously responded to this whole situation because it was blowing up online, and he was getting a lot of criticism within his comments of saying why are these $42? So once again, within today's video, I'm going to play his TikTok to where he is basically justifying his reasoning for pricing these at $42. I'm letting you guys know from the jump of this video, even after watching his TikTok, I still don't agree with it. I'm so sorry. I understand that they are, a premium product. I understand that his brand is a luxury brand, but $42, that's $21 in eyeshadow. Honestly, look at Pat McGrath. Even hers are not even $21 in eyeshadow. Her palettes are, what are they, $128? And I want to say it's a 10 pan. Do you know what I mean? So it's just even Pat McGrath is not that much. So I just don't understand it. And I don't care if it's made in Italy and whatnot. Also, I have to say this too. I'm not being a hater. So far, I have tried Patrick Ta's stuff and I liked it. His palette does feel kind of cheap plastic. I am so sorry. That's just my opinion. Also, I have to say too, even his contour, which I thought I had it right here because I compared it to talking about James Charles blushes and things like that. his palettes, like his palettes or his products, like look kind of nice, and it's like, oh yeah, it feels kind of nice, but like I don't feel like they feel that premium. When you feel his palette versus a Patrick Ta palette, or sorry, when you feel his palette versus a oh my gosh, why can't I say Patrick Ta and Pat McGrath? I don't know why, it's a tongue twister in my brain. But anyways, when you have his palette and you have a Pat McGrath palette, to me it's kind of like, whoa, Pat McGrath feels so heavy and so luxurious compared to his. So I'm like, you can't even get me on the packaging. Do you know what I mean? As you guys know, even specifically with this foundation right here, I was complaining that I had to put it in my checked bag or what, or they made me check my carry-on bag and the damn foundations like exploded. I was like, I've never had that happen, and I thought, oh, maybe because it's a glass component, but then I had my Makeup Revolution glass skin tint and that didn't blow up, so I was like, what the hell here? So I'm not really quite understanding. So even in my opinion, I'm so sorry, even if people are going to be like, because of the packaging, I don't think that the price point is still justified. Because what I felt from his packaging, I'm not talking shit because I really have liked his products and I think that they've been great. They don't feel all that great. Like if you guys have his palette, like I have the rose gold one, I wish I had it right here. It feels kind of like cheapish. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, it's not really worth the price. So anyways, let's clearly look, I'm already halfway done with this damn video. I do want to just go ahead and jump into him responding to this. So go ahead and check out the TikTok to where he is explaining why they are so expensive.
Let's have a little conversation about my eyeshadow duos. There has been a lot of conversation around my eyeshadow duos and the pricing, so I wanted to get on here and just talk about the formula. The eyeshadows in these duos are not your normal eyeshadows. These are not a pressed formula. These are not a cream. These are what you call a slurry. What is so special about this formula to me is that this formula has no filler in it. This is a baked formula and you are getting 100% pearl. When you swatch this, I have yet to be able to find a pearl that looks like this, applies like this, and will stay like this when you put it onto your eyes. You can obviously use these eyeshadows however you want, but I just wanted to show you guys how I intended to use them. I like using them as a topper, but I'm going to show you onto my palm and then show you with the light and how this looks. So I put them onto my palm. Do you guys see the intensity of this pearl? This is 100% pearl. I just love applying these onto like a matte eyeshadow and having that scattered diamond effect on the eye. It just is the most beautiful thing. I wanted to pull out some other products that are out there on the market right now just to show you guys the pricing. So this is a fan favorite right now. This is $24 for 1.7 grams of product. And I don't want to say if this product has a filler or not, or a base, but with mine, you are getting 4 grams of 100% pearl. This one right here is $30 for a single eyeshadow. You are getting 1.4 grams. This MAC eyeshadow right here, this is $25. This is a matte eyeshadow. Pearl definitely costs a lot more. This one right here, this is $26. And this one right here, this one is $30. I do want to show you how opaque they do get. So I just want to show you how people have been applying them. So I'm just going to put like a thick amount of pearl onto the back of my palm, and then show you underneath the light. Even rubbing them onto the back of my palm, there's still that much pearl left on. Now this is a lot more opaque, but do you guys see like how this glistens? And if you are under like bright studio lighting, like do you see the difference? Like you're not gonna see it as much, but if you are under sunlight or any sort of like even like downward lighting from your home, this is how they look. Like camera does not show how amazing these are in person. I wanted you guys to have a mirror when you were applying these. None of these single eyeshadows comes with a mirror. All of these things drive up the cost. I have been wanting to launch this formula for the last 3 years, but my team and I have had so many discussions on if this was the right formula to launch. But as an artist, I want the quality of my products to be the best that you can get out there, and this is truly that. This eyeshadow will stand the test of time. Innovation takes around 2 years to bring something to market. Whatever is launching 4 or 5 years from now, I know that I will still be obsessed with the way that this formula applies. But at the end of the day, the formula will speak for itself. I want you guys to go into Sephora, swatch this on the back of your palm, and see if it compares to many other formulas. There's not many like this on the market. So I do think that this is special, and I do think that you will love it. And if you are able to give it a chance.
As y'all saw from right there, he's obviously going over why they're premium, and he goes over like, you know, them being made in Italy and all these things. I have to say that everybody's like justifying point to a product being expensive is being that they're made in Italy. And to me, I'm just kind of like, okay, I really do feel like there is some products that are made in other parts of the world that are really just as good and just as pearlescent. For some reason, I think that it's a little bit of like a placebo effect type of thing, if you get what I'm saying, as to where people will say it's made in Italy, then they're like, oh my gosh, I have to have it, like, oh, it's so premium, it's so luxe, it's made in Italy. And it's like, I don't think that that's necessarily the case for everything with makeup. Do you know what I mean? I do feel like sometimes people justify their price points because it was made in Italy. I have been told before that they have labs specifically in Italy that do formulate powders and things like that better than we do here in America, but I just feel like it's still not worth $42 in my personal opinion. But I'm glad that he got on the internet and kind of like explained it, but I'm so sorry. Even after that, I'm like, no, $42 is insane for 2 eyeshadows. I'm sorry. I just can't justify that. I don't care what. Like, because to me, from the swatches that I've seen, they do look beautiful, but they just don't look that different even from the e.l.f. ones. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like $42 is just crazy. But if you guys have these, let us know down below how you like them. If you guys have these and the e.l.f. ones, please let us know down below. I'm so curious to know honest reviews on this of people that are not paid by it. So make sure you guys let me know. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.